You're scrolling through your feed, half awake, coffee still too hot to drink. Another ordinary morning. Another ordinary marriage on the screen. And then a sentence stops your thumb. A man is typing while it is happening. Not last year. Not after the divorce papers. Right now. His wife of 2.5 years just put on makeup, told him she was hanging out with a friend, and walked out the door. He already knows the hotel. He already knows it is not a friend. This is Nathan's story. And once you hear how it started, you will understand why he waited 2 weeks to say a word. Scene 1. The discovery. Nathan and Claire got married young enough that people still called it a beginning. 28 and 26. Born and raised in the United States. Both from families that expected you to keep your word. They traveled. They talked. They did not have the big blow-up fights that make a house feel dangerous. If you asked Nathan before that afternoon, he would have told you the marriage was good. He would have meant it. Then he left the house and forgot something. You know that tiny turnaround. Keys. Wallet. Phone charger. The kind of errand that takes 40 seconds. He stepped back inside, and from the other room he heard Claire on the phone. Giggly. Soft. The voice she used with him when they first got engaged. For one stupid second he thought she was talking to him. Then the words landed. Something so explicit, so clearly meant for someone else, that his chest went tight and the hallway felt too small. He did not confront her. He slipped back out. He stood by the door long enough to be sure she had not heard him. Then he left, like a man who had just walked through a wall and was still checking for bruises. That night he did something he is not proud of. He stayed awake until the house went quiet. He took her phone into the other room. He searched. Nothing. No saved name. No obvious thread. Then he opened recently deleted. 1,100 messages. An unsaved number. You sit there with him in that dark room and you feel the floor tilt. Daily life. Plans. How she had been hiding it. Photos. Videos. A few with both of their faces. Meetups that had already happened. Meetups they were still planning. The other man, we will call him Derek, had written that he hated being single and wanted to be with her. He had asked her, more than once, to leave Nathan. Claire had not said yes. She also had not said no in any way that mattered. She wanted the fun. In those same texts she called Nathan a great husband. She said she felt guilty. She kept going anyway. He screenshot what he needed and sent it to himself. Then he put the phone back. And he said nothing. 2 weeks. Every night after she fell asleep, he opened the thread again, like a person checking a wound that will not close. It is one thing to know it happened. It is another thing to watch it stay current. This morning, the morning he finally wrote it down, they were planning to meet at Nathan and Claire's place while he was supposed to be at work. If he stayed home, the backup was Derek's place or a hotel nearby. So Nathan told her he would be working from home. She looked annoyed. She pushed him to go into the office. She said he had been home a lot. About an hour later she told him she was hanging out with a friend. Makeup done. Door closing. He sat there typing while she was already gone. She still told him she loved him. All the time. Either she was a better actor than he ever gave her credit for, or she really believed she could hold both lives in the same pair of hands. The facts did not care which one it was. Scene 2. The confrontation. He did not blow up that day. He let her come home and tell a story about a friend gossiping, as if the afternoon had been coffee and nothing else. That night he checked the texts again. He confirmed the hotel. He saved the photos Derek had sent her from the room. Then he did the unspectacular thing. He called a lawyer. He kept gathering evidence. He waited. Claire had a week-long trip with her family coming up. Nathan had been invited. He had already bowed out for work, back when he still thought they were fine. While she was gone, he lined it up. He filed. He let the quiet of the empty house do what the last 2 weeks had already done. The marriage was over. He was only deciding how to say it. The day after she came back, he asked her to sit down at the kitchen table. Imagine that table. Same chairs. Same mugs. Same person you promised forever to. Nathan told her he knew. He had been reading the texts. He had seen the pictures. He had known for a while that it was still happening. Claire did not have a speech ready. She did not fight. She did not flip it around and make him the villain for looking. She apologized. She said she had no excuse. She looked down and tried not to cry. He was not looking for an apology. He wanted the sentence said out loud so it could stop living only in his head. He told her what it is to break a promise that big. He did not yell. He did not curse her. He did not call her names. He just said it. When he was done, she told him she would make the divorce easy. She would not go after anything that was his. He actually thanked her for owning that part. Then she offered the other door. If he wanted to try, she would give him her location. Full access to her phone. All of it. And that is the moment the story stops being about the hotel. Nathan told her he was not interested in that kind of marriage. Even if he could look past what she had done, and he said he could not, he would not spend the rest of his life checking. He would not become the man who sleeps with one eye on a screen. She accepted it. She said she had ruined the marriage and she would not ask again. The only thing she wanted was to be the one who told her parents, and to tell them the truth. He agreed. He already had the evidence. He had loved those people. They had taken him in. He had never wanted to drag them into this. Both of her parents called him. They apologized. They said they still saw him as family. They were upset it was over, and they understood why he was walking away. They said they never thought they would raise a cheater. Derek, for whatever it is worth, was single. His job was not the kind of job anyone was going to call. After the papers, Claire said she cut him off. Nathan said he did not care if that part was true. Scene 3. The aftermath. There is a version of this story that ends in a screaming match and a slammed door. That is not what happened. Claire moved back in with her parents. She came for her things a little at a time. They did not have a joint account. He took what was his. She took what was hers. The legal part, he wrote, should not take long. He also wrote that he had a plan if she changed her mind and decided to fight. He did not pretend the paperwork was already finished. He just knew the fat lady was getting ready to sing. And then there is Nathan, standing in a life that got rewritten in a handful of weeks. He said everything happened so fast. One forgotten errand. One phone call. 2 weeks of reading a thread that should not exist. A week of silence while she was out of town. A kitchen table. A set of keys that no longer meant the same house. He is going to try to live alone for the first time. He is scared. He is also a little excited. Nobody to answer to. Nobody to check in with. He thinks he might see someone casually in a few months. He wants at least a year before he promises anyone anything again. He has the money and the time to take a trip by himself, and he is thinking about it. He thanked the people who told him to get his affairs in order instead of exploding in the hallway. He said he had already known the marriage was done. He had only needed help with the how. If you are waiting for a twist where she was misunderstood, it is not in the posts. If you are waiting for him to take her back because she cried at the table, that is not in the posts either. He chose the door that did not come with a password to her phone. Now we turn it to you. What would you have done in Nathan's shoes? Would you have said it the afternoon you overheard the call? Would you have sat through 2 more weeks of I love you? Would you have let her be the one to tell her parents, or would you have made the call yourself? Tell us in the comments. If this one sat with you, like the video and subscribe so you do not miss the next file. Thank you for watching the Drama Files.